Hello students. Today our topic is structuralism. Ferdinand de Saussure's structuralism. First of all, we'll define it. It's a method of interpretation and analysis of aspects of human cognition, behavior, culture, and experience which focuses on relationships of contrast between elements in a conceptual system. Now we'll see its part closely. It's a method of interpretation and analysis. We can interpret one piece of language, any literary piece of writing, any verse, and we'll interpret. When we interpret, we present different layers of meanings, different angles to see the reality, different angles to explain that phenomena. And what to explain? Human cognition, human brain. Cognition means thinking, thought, thinking pattern, how mind links one thing with the other. Behavior, behavior of characters in the drama, novel, or culture, digital culture, physical culture, social culture, or social norms which have been mentioned there. Suppose there are some novels have been written in the perspective of fall of Dhaka, and some have been written in Indo-Pak partition. So you will find particular culture over there. There is a Twilight in Delhi by Ahmad Ali. This novel presents a complete picture of daily life, that how boys used to uh, follow Ferengis or English people. They used to wear long boots, and what was the custom that people were having pigeons at that time, and prostitution was so common. Everybody was having a wife as well as a prostitute out of the house. So, culture representation is also structuralism, an experience which focus on relationship of contrast between elements. So, their similarity and their contrast are also mentioned in the interpretation process. Some characteristics of the structuralisms are: there is a wholeness. This means that the system functions as a whole, not just as a collection of independent parts. All parts work together and present a whole, present a bigger picture. Transformation. This means that the system is not static, it is dynamic but capable of change. New units can enter the system, but when they do, they are governed by the rules of the system. It means in structuralism, there is transformation, there is dynamicism, there is change and acceptance of change, or adaptability according to the new circumstances. Self regulation. This is related to the idea of transformation. You can add elements to the system, but you can't change the basic structure of the system no matter what you add to it. The transformation of a system never lead to anything outside the system. So self-regulation means there is transformation, new things can be added, so it accepts new things boldly. So structuralism shows wholeness, change, dynamicism, and acceptance of new ideas and new changes. We take the example of literature in a story in which a prince, stepmother, and princess are there. So there are stepmothers are usually portrayed as evil characters, and their atrocities for those stepchildren. So princesses are victims, and prince and princesses, they have to marry. That's exactly what structuralist analysis of literature are analyzing. They take them singularly, separately, but present the whole structure. Okay, Ferdinand de Saussure is the pioneer of structuralism. First of all, we'll see his brief biography. He was born in Geneva, Switzerland in 1857. You can memorize his date of birth with respect to Mutiny or War of Independence. War of Independence, Muslims call it. Graduate work, University of Leipzig in 1876. He taught 11 years Sanskrit language, Gothic literature, Old High German language. He was a professor by profession. He was a professor of Sanskrit language and Indo-European languages. His lecture notes are course of general linguistics, and it was taught at University of Geneva during 1891. He got his own PhD degree in 1880, and his dissertation was dissertation on the primitive vowel system in Indo-European languages. Ferdinand de Saussure, his birth is 1857 and death is 1913, and he has studied uh, science, signifier and signified, and semiology. As I have discussed earlier, semiology means study of signs. So he highlights the concept of signifier and signified. Signifier means the picture or the word which has been written. Sorry. Suppose a red rose has been shown, that is signifier, and signified is feeling of love, and the lover gives that red rose to someone, so that is signified. That is ideology behind it. Key concepts of Ferdinand de Saussure are signifier and signified, semiology, syntagmatic and paradigmatic features, Lang versus Perron. His book is Course in General Linguistics. This is a compilation of his lecture notes by his students Charles Bailey and Albert Sichai. It was published in Paris in 1916. This is the basic book of structuralism. So now we'll take his different concepts one by one and we'll discuss them. Lang versus Parole. Lang is a set of interpersonal rules. Lang is rule, a set of rules. Elements include the system of grammar, spelling, syntax, and punctuation. Meaning is created in the arrangement of its elements and the consequent relationships between these arranged elements. And parole is the actual manifestation of Lang, the concrete use of the language, the actual utterance. So, briefly, Lang is abstract, parole is concrete. Lang is set of rules in the mind, and parole is the word, the sentence, the spoken language is parole. So Lang is system of rules, and parole is the spoken word or sentence which is spoken on the basis of those rules. Although he spoke of a linguistics of Parole that would cover the phonetic side of language and the products of individual will, Saussure made it clear that the linguistics of Lang is the essential, real linguistic beyond the reach of the individual will. Uh, Ferdinand de Saussure highlights abstract rules, set of rules. He says those rules are most important and those rules govern the language. His another concept is synchronic linguistics and diachronic linguistics. You should memorize the word letter S and specific. Synchronic linguistics is study of specific age, specific community. Diachronic circle on D letter and then period. In the end there is also D. So diachronic linguistics is the study of a language for a long period of time. Now we'll come to this slide. Synchronic linguistics confines to the study of how a language is spoken by a specified speech community at a particular point of time. Diachronic linguistics is the kind in which we study the historical development of language through different periods of time. Semiology. So synchronic is brief because it covers specific community for a specific time. Diachronic linguistics covers long period. It can cover 20 years, 30 years. So it covers a period, long period. Semiology is study of signs. It's a general science of signs to understand systematic regularities from which meaning is derived. The network of linguistics signs which constitute lang is made up of the conjunction of signifier and signified. So lang means a set of rules. Set of rules is made up of signifier. It means the word and the picture and the ideas which are associated with that word. Signifier and signified, they have been explained again. Signifier and signified, they combine and sign is produced. Look at the equation at the bottom. Sign is equal to signifier over signified. Sign anything that conveys meaning. Signifier things that give meaning, word or image. That can be a picture, that can be a word. Or signified, what is evoked in the mind, mental concept. Signified means idea which is associated with that word or that picture. When signifier and signified combine, sign appears in front of us. The sign is the whole that results from the association of the signifier with the signified. The relationship between the signifier and the signified is referred to as signification, and this is represented in the Saussurean diagram by the arrow. Again, another example is when you visit some shops and over there you find the word open or closed, as they have been shown at the left side. Open means shop is open. Closed means shop is closed. Again, another example is book. This is picture of book and the word book is signified. Signified is a written or printed work consisting of pages bound in covers. Okay, next idea is syntagmatic and paradigmatic. Syntagmatic and paradigmatic control how signs relate to each other. Syntagmatic Relationship is when signs occur in sequence and operate together to form meanings. Syntagmatic is in sequence. You can memorize in this way that S and sequence. Paradigmatic relation is where an individual sign can be placed by one another. Look at another diagram. Look at this diagram. The horizontal items have syntagmatic relationship as they follow on from one another, and vertical items have paradigmatic relations as in each column. Items can be situated for one another. They can replace one another. Structuralism as a philosophical stance. Structuralists are interested in the interrelationship between units and rules. What's the meaning of units? Units means surface phenomena which has been written, or you can say units are words. What are the rules? The ways that units can be put together, and rules are grammatical rules which order words. Like we have learned the rule that subject, auxiliary verb, verb, object, place, time. So we arrange these parts of speech according to this rule. So in this way, a sentence is structured, or a language is structured. Structuralists believe that the underlying structures which organize units and rules into meaningful systems are generated by the human mind itself and not by sense perception. Again, Ferdinand de Saussure says that relationship of signs is arbitrary. Arbitrary means human mind has established it. Society has established it. So others also follow that established norm and system. As such, the mind is itself a structuring mechanism which looks through units and files them according to the rules. So human mind plays its role to organize all those entities or words and present them as a uniform language, as an organized and correct language. So structuralism sees itself as a science of humankind and works to uncover all the structures that underlie all the things that humans do, think, perceive, and feel. So structuralism affects on human thinking, human perception, and human feelings. There are some universal systems of structuralism. Every human mind in every culture at every point in history has used some sort of structuring principle to organize and understand cultural phenomena. That organizational power is the key unit of structuralism. Every human culture has some sort of language which has the basic structure of all language. Words, phonemes are combined according to a grammar of rules to produce meaning. So culture and language has inseparable relationship. Every human culture similarly has some sort of social organization. Culture is a combination of socially organized structure. Culture is an umbrella term which covers your language, your way of living, your thoughts, your norms, your rituals, and your dresses, your songs. Almost it covers all phases of life. All of these organizations are governed according to structuralist analysis by structures which are universal. Saussure's structuralism, the systematic structure of language where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Wholeness is the key feature of structuralism, that different diverse parts are taken together to present a whole structure. The relational conception of the elements of language, where linguistic entities are defined in relationship of combination and contrast to one another. So different words are combined and compared with each other because rules are working behind and how those words should be uniformed. The arbitrary nature of linguistic elements, where they are defined in terms of the function and purpose they serve rather than in terms of their inherent qualities. The most important is the function or purpose. That what is the function of that story? What's the function of unification of those linguistic elements? So, as a whole, if we see, structuralism covers signified, it means picture, and the inherent idea related to that picture. There is semiology. Semiology means study of science. There can be linguistic science, there can be pictorial science, and there is Lang and Parole. Lang is based on rules, and Parole is the practical manifestation of language in the form of sentence or in the form of utterance. So Lang is abstract and Parole is concrete in the form of language. So you can say Lang is a grammar, is a set of grammars, and Parole is the structured sentence or essay or paragraph based on those rules. Thank you so much. If you have any question, feel free to raise your queries. Thank you so much.